Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Emily and today we are going to be sorting through all of my whips, my knitting and crocheting works in progress. And I have quite the mound of bags here. I did not realize that I had accumulated this level of different projects. I know that a fair few of them are like empty project bags where they have like yarn and stuff in them, but the project is out. So we're just going to go through all of them and figure out what we're working with. Quickly, I'll start off with the two that I have been mentioning in my recent craft vlogs. I have my Tulsa tee in this bag and that I am currently working on. This is a bag I made myself. So this one we won't talk too much about because I've been talking about it, but that one's not getting frogged. And then this bag, which is actually just a little tote bag that what's the word? Basically I claimed from my husband when we started dating. It's just a tote bag from Daunt Books in London. My husband was in London for about 4 months before we met, before we got married, so I stole it from him. And this bag has my toddler sweater, the striped blue and green one that I've been working on, as well as a couple of other small balls of yarn that I'm actually going to pull out. I was using this bag for knitting some socks for my husband, so those need to go into the little, this is going to be my leftover yarn from different project bags. That's what's going to go in there. But yeah, so those two we're not really going to talk about too much. Same for this one, which is the crocheted blanket that I've been working on. I actually went this morning and got the last skein of yarn. I need to finish it. We've already talked about this one. On to the rest of them. So I'm just going to grab this top one here in the pile. This is a little project bag that I actually made for the Misty Mouse Yarn Co. Advent Calendar from 2023. And it's just a cute little tote bag. This is actually a sock whip, and I did not realize that I already had one sock completely done. I thought I was only on the first sock. Well, that's fun to know. This is a pair of socks that I was knitting from some opal sock yarn. I don't remember the colorway or anything. And then I used some Drops Fable for the heel and the toe. So that's cool. I didn't realize I already had a completed sock in here. Well, I'm not going to be frogging this one. I'm really not in a sock mood right now. I have come to terms with that fact. I'm not planning to work on these anytime soon. I'm kind of, I don't know, I've come to the realization that, at least for me right now, where I'm at, hormonally wise and whatnot, I've really struggled to wear hand knit socks because they're just too warm. Like, even when it's really cold, they're just too warm. And the other part of it too is I feel like I'm a little bit more sensitive right now to the fact that hand knit socks wiggle around on your feet a lot, and I like my socks to fit and like stay. So last year I really tried to make one pair of socks every month, and I think that also kind of burnt me out of making socks because I was putting so much pressure on myself to get a pair of socks done each month. So these are just going to go into a intentionally put away pile. But that's really cool though, because I didn't realize that I had a completed sock. But it does not need to be out here. So that's going into storage pile. This one I know is just a bunch of yarns. This is the bag I was using for my shawl that I just recently finished. It's a really cute Christmassy bag. This bag honestly needs to go away because it's not Christmas time anymore. So all of these just need to go into my leftovers yarn basket. Get all of that out there. I also need to make sure I get all of like the needles and the what do you call them? Row counters. I love these little clicky row counters. I use them all the time for my knitting projects, whether the project calls for it or not. I often use it. Oh, here we go. That's what I've been trying to remember what the name for this pink yarn is. It's Starfish. And this is from my friend Emily's yarn company. She dyes gorgeous colorways of yarn. Night Bright Yarn Co. If you're interested. Fantastic dyer. So there's that. And then what else is in here? This one has a little side pocket. Are these just, okay, these are just tails, so those need to go into my Notion pouch. This was scrap yarn that I used for a provisional cast on. Alright, empty project bag. There we go. This is another one. Oh, there is technically a whip in here. This was one that I was, project bag that I was using for my torn scarf. But I forgot that I do have a baby bib in here. I actually crocheted a few baby bibs, and this one I just ran out of the one color of yarn. I needed to go get another ball of yarn. But yeah, so I do want to finish that one. Got some more yarn balls in here. And this project bag was made by the lovely Susan from Delightful Works. She makes gorgeous project bags. I have gushed about this one a lot. So let me pull all these needles and things out of here. Random snacks. That has been in there, I couldn't tell you how long. And I've got a bunch of these try-on cords in here. This is just pony bead cording, I think is what it's called. I just got a big pack of it from Hobby Lobby. It's amazing. Highly recommend. There we go. This is my lovely Eiffel Tower brow stitch marker from a very sweet friend of mine, which actually I might use. Yes, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I've got some other. I like to keep these little like organza bags that you get from different things, and I've started using them as like different like stitch marker pouches that I can put into my different project bags. That's really nice. So this project bag is actually now going to be filled with another project. I'm actually, this little sticky note thing. It's very, very handy. My sister-in-law gave me these, and I actually really like it. It's perfect for jotting down notes and things. So that's going to go back in there. I'm actually going to put this project in here. This is my faux set, my Christmassy faux set that I started at the end of last year, and then just have been working on all the other things, so I haven't had time to finish it. But it didn't have an official project bag. It was just kind of floating around. And so I want to have a project bag for that because I do really want to finish this. Even though I can't wear it until next, like, fall, winter, I would love to get it done and have it ready to go. So I'm going to put that and these balls of yarn into this project bag. And there we go. They now have a home, and I'm actually going to put a row counter in there as well. So I'm going to have a row counter, stuff this pattern in here, and did I put those stitch markers back in here? Where'd they go? I must have put them in here. Yeah, they're in here. Okay. Put those back in there. So that's what's in this one. We've got a faux set going in there. Alright, what's in this one? Oh, I think I know what this one is. This one is, yeah, a baby hat that I was working on, which honestly, I'm pretty sure my baby is too big for this by now. I was working on this out of some scraps of the Knit Picks Felici worsted that I had. I have made 1, 2, 3 hats out of it. Yeah, because I made 2 for my toddler, 1 for my husband. And I still had a little bit left over. This isn't enough to finish the hat, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to frog this. I think I'll try and finish it up and just have it ready for future babies and just tuck it in there. And honestly, it probably would still fit him. Like, it's all 1x1 ribbing. This is the Pearl Soho classic ribbed beanie or something like that. So we'll keep that for now. Then let me see what's in here. Aha! So this one is one that I am torn on. I started this last fall with the intention of working on these. This is the gorgeous yarn from Mr. Mouse Yarn Co. It's a self-strapping sock yarn. It was a set that all came together with this adorable project bag, all these little woodland animals on it, also from Delightful Works. And I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna make this. Well, now that I'm not really feeling socks, I don't know. And I also only have, that is all that I have from sock number 1. I think I'm gonna frog this. We're gonna frog this one for now because I've done hardly any work on it. It seems kind of a waste to have it in the project bag when basically nothing has happened to it. Because I'm kind of torn, because I would love to use it as socks or something, but it's such special yarn because it's self-striping yarn, and it's from Holly of Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. And I don't want to make socks out of it if I'm not going to wear it. So I need to have a think about this one. I might try and make like maybe a cowl or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't need to be sitting in a project bag because I'm not working on it. So that yarn goes in there, and actually I'm going to swap. I'm going to put this hat project into this project bag because I like this project bag better. It's cuter. So that's another empty project bag. Cool. Alrighty. So this one actually has 2 different whips in it. This one was one that I honestly completely forgot that this existed because it was when we moved almost 2 years ago now. It was packed away in a box with a bunch of undyed yarn, and so then I was going through some of that and realized that this project was in there, and I was like, oops. So this is just a flannel blanket that I was making, and then I was working on crocheting just a edging to it. And it has been languishing for probably approaching 3 years now, because I started it when either before my first child was born or sometime thereafter. So I would like to finish this because it's just a really sweet little Christmassy blanket. Maybe I probably just need to put it out where I can remember that it exists, because I'm telling you, I have forgotten many times that I even have this project. So that probably needs to come out. And then in this bag, I was actually working on sort of, I guess, preview knitting the cowl pattern that Holly from Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. was putting in her advent calendar yesterday, or not yesterday, last year. And I was having such a hard time doing it because I was trying to figure out what needles to use and whatnot, and so I was doing it on DPNs, and it's just so clunky, and I didn't have the right size of like needles in the small enough circumference to do like a small circumference, and I didn't really have like a big enough one to do like magic loop, so I felt so bad, but I didn't end up actually like finishing it. So this one needs to get frogged. It's just been sitting in there. The orange color is again some yarn from Emily of Night Bright Yarn Co. And then all of the other colors, I have several in here. These were all from a Hobby Lobby. They did it for a hot minute where they had like these mini skein sets. And I had one of those. So I was using those, but I'm not going to be finishing this, unfortunately. The pattern is lovely and everything, and the charts and everything are wonderful, but at least for right now, I'm just not in a color work phase of my life because it just takes too much attention, and I just don't have that. I have to pay too much attention to it with kids running around, and it's just not going to happen. And also, I wanted to do it so bad to help Holly out, but I just couldn't do it. So this one needs to get frogged because I would love to use this orange yarn for something else, because it is a beautiful, perfectly pumpkin-y color, so it's very autumnal. And I would rather have it out and available than stuck in this project. So let's get this one sorted. Also, this pattern, I do think it would be cool if Holly ends up releasing it separately from the advent calendar, because it's a very cool one. Like the charts and stuff that she came up with, it's a double folded cowl that you knit in the round, and then it like goes around your neck or whatever. not explaining it very well, but it's a very, very cute cowl, and it has like a teapot and teacups and a lighthouse. It's inspired from the Murder, She Wrote series with Angela Lansbury, and so it's got a lot of very, very cute charts in it. But as far as I know, it was only available with her advent calendar last year. But let's go ahead. Well, I'll probably finish frogging this off camera so that we aren't here all day. But that project bag is empty, so I think what I will do is I will pop this blanket into this one, and this is another project bag that I just made for myself. Most of my project bags are project bags that I have made for myself. But we'll pop that one in there, and hopefully I can remember to work on that. So there's that one. Okay, this one I am conflicted on. I keep going back and forth in my head on whether or not I'm going to finish it. I actually do not have as much done as I thought I did. Not my mini gets frogged. So I was a pattern tester for the Ollie's classic tea? No. What is it? It's a Micah's Raglan tea, I think, by Hannah of Hannah G Knits, and I was a test knitter for it, and I knit my baby an adorable little sweater. He actually ended up wearing it a good bit, and so my plan is to make my toddler a matching one. However, there's not much work that has been done on this, and I just don't know if I have the energy to bother with finishing it. Because the fact of the matter is that the size that I picked, I think I was doing the 6th size. It's not going to fit him by next year. And I think it's a really lovely pattern, and the cables down it are really sweet and cute. But again, I think right now, I go back and forth, because technically I could finish it and then my baby could probably wear it this fall. I don't know. I'm just not feeling inspired to work on it. I think I will hold off on frogging it for now and give it a little bit more time. But if I haven't worked on it in the next month or two, I'll probably frog it. So that one's going to stay in here. And this is just another little tote bag I think my sister-in-law gave me. It's an Aveda tote bag, which these little tote bags are really nice for project bags. So I think we'll keep that one for now, but it's going to go in storage. Alright, this is another just empty the pattern out bag. Let's see. Let's get all this stuff out. So I will say, if I got these stitch markers off of Amazon, and I have been loving them. It just comes in a huge set with a ton of them. And they're just plastic, so you don't have the metal wings where the little bits will like catch on your knitting. Amazing. Highly recommend them. They're so nice. I've been using them a ton. Unless I need a removable stitch marker, these are the ones that I've been using, because they don't catch on my knitting. It's just so nice. So there's that empty project bag. More try-on cords. Which honestly, that was a bag that I was working on a ranunculus with, and I will probably make another ranunculus at some point soon. Okay, this is another mostly empty out bag, and then also figure out what I want to do. So I had some yarn in this bag. This bag also is very old. It is like 30 years old almost, or somewhere around there, between 25 and 30 years old. So I had this yarn stuck in here because I was thinking about using it to make another cowl with. Going back and forth on that. I might switch what I'm doing with it, but I have, okay, that's just some more papers. I was also using this as a cute little notion pouch my mother-in-law gave to me. She got it from our local yarn store. It's so cute. I have this in here, which is my other torn scarf, which I had to abandon because my gauge was so off that my gauge loosened up significantly while I was knitting it, and so it ended up that I needed to start over because I was going to run out of yarn if I followed the pattern, and I really wanted to, for the test knit, to follow the pattern. So the next option that I have is to try and finish it, because I'm basically halfway with it. Look at this beautiful stitch pattern. Or, this was something I had thought about doing, is I could frog it and then use the stitch pattern turn it into a cowl. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, I'll frog it later, and because I love this yarn, and I don't know if I would really use 2 little scarves. This was a gift from my mother-in-law, so I want to keep this. So, I guess we'll put it back in here for now, and I will sort that out later. Okay, we're down to the last 3. This beautiful bag from Susan of Delightful Works is holding the blue cardigan that I am working on for my husband. I was seriously considering frogging it, but I think I'm going to finish it now. I think I put it aside and had to think about it, and I finished the other cardigan for my husband. And I would really love to finish this because he would wear a blue cardigan a lot. And this is the like something bomber jacket. I don't remember what it's called. And the thing was is I was just not having the best time knitting it because I think it's the contiguous construction, and so I just had to like pay so much attention to the pattern, and it was frankly obnoxious. I can never remember what it's called. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. But it's just this like really nice, it's shown on a girl, but it doesn't have shaping. And so I realized it was very much a masculine, easily made for a masculine person. So yeah, I was going back and forth on it, but I do think that I will try and finish it because I think it would be really nice. So that one's going to go back in there, and I'll pull that back out and work on it at some point. Cool. Alright, last 2. This one I want to pull out and work on. I have been thinking about it again, so I think it's time to pull it out and work on it. This is my patchworky blanket, and I love it. And I was thinking about it because it's springtime, and these are like the springiest colors, although it's already far too warm to have like a big old blanket, but I want to work on it. So I think I'm going to actually leave this one out and try to make some progress on it. And these are all my different hand-dyed yarns, which is another reason I feel kind of proud about it. And this is in one of the very first bags that I ever made for myself, which I just think is so cute. I'm so proud of myself. I was experimenting with applique and stuff, and it's just adorable. So this one is going to stay out to be like actively worked on. And then the last project that I have is a cardigan that I'm making from a drops pattern. This is the like autumn wreath or something. I don't remember exactly. It's a cardigan pattern from Drops that has a this really pretty like leaf detail on it, and I cast this on when we were waiting for my baby to get here because I just needed something like really new and fascinating, and I needed something to help distract my brains. And so I haven't done too much on it, but I think I would like to finish this one. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I think the pattern is very, very cute, but so my dilemma is that it's a pretty heavy cardigan. This is like a Aran weight. I'm knitting it out of the Windy with Wool Aran. She also has a really cute progress keeper from EB&Co. US. She does amazing beaded progress keepers, so highly recommend you check out her shop. But anyway, this is a blend of 25% wool, 75% acrylic. And I don't know how much use I will get from a thick cardigan. Although, I don't know, because I do steal my husband's wool cardigan. I really want to finish this one. I think about it, and I it's got like all the lace details and stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to frog it yet. I may end up frogging it at some point, but for right now, I'm going to keep it, and I will work on it when I get the chance. I keep thinking about it. I want to pull this out and work on it, so I think that's a sign I should keep it. But yeah. So I think the active works in progress we're gonna keep out here are gonna be my toddler sweater, the tulsa tee, my blanket, and the baby blanket. These are all gonna stay out here. And then I think the rest of them, so this cardigan, this like crochet edging blanket, this hat, well actually, no, we're gonna put the hat back there too. And then my faucet are all going to go back. And then these projects as well, the more like longer term, I'm not in any hurry to do them. They're all going to go back into my office area. Cool. Okay. That was really lovely to get that sorted out. Now I know where I'm at with all of this. And I've got to just pick up my needles and things and put some of these notions and things away. I actually need this one to try on my tulsa tee. But yeah, so that was that. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of a whip review of what I have going on and on my needles at the moment. Yes. Cool. Okay. This needs to go back in here. Alright. That's all that I have to share with you today. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know what your favorite work in progress you have going on in your needles at the moment is. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!